Michael I. Kotlikoff is the 15th president of Cornell University and a professor of molecular physiology. Prior to his appointment, President Kotlikoff was Cornell's longest-serving provost, holding that office from August 2015 to June 2024. Concurrently with his administrative duties as a department chair, dean, and provost, Kotlikoff also oversaw an NIH-funded laboratory studying cardiovascular biology and heart repair. And because there is no Jewish event without playing a little bit of Jewish geography, I have to say that I share a noted ancestor with Professor Kotlikoff, and we're both descendants of the illustrious rabbinic Eger family. President Kotlikoff will address the theme of Sham, place, what is so special about this opportunity to expand and support Jewish life here at Cornell.
Thank you, Hannah. Thank you all for being here. It's just a wonderful honor to be here, and it's just a great joy to be part of this dedication. Before I say anything else, I want to acknowledge that these have been very difficult days, with a terrible attack at Brown on Saturday and the devastating attack in Sydney yesterday, which took 15 innocent lives, including that of Chabad Rabbi Eli Schlanger. Last Hanukkah, Rabbi Schlanger posted a video on the best response to anti-Semitism, embracing the joy and the traditions of the Jewish community. As the song goes, just a little bit of light takes away the dark. Chabad around the world is dedicated to spreading the light and making sure that the light of Hanukkah continues to burn brightly for every Jewish community. So I can't think of a better response to the attack that occurred in Sydney than spreading the light of Hanukkah and strengthening our Jewish community here at Cornell. I've been at Cornell for a long time, not as long as the Silversteins, but for just about 25 years. Like them, I've seen many students come to Cornell, study here and graduate as wiser, more confident, and more mature versions of who they were when they first arrived. Students at Cornell gain, we hope, many things in their time here: knowledge, perspective, competence, skills that they'll use throughout their lives. But they also gain a community. For many students, community at Cornell doesn't just mean the larger university community, but the smaller communities that become like family. The people they live with, eat with, and study with, the ones who will remain part of their lives throughout their lives. The strength and diversity of Jewish organizations and programs here at Cornell, including the Reutemann Chabad Center at Cornell University, help to ensure that our Jewish community at Cornell becomes family for all of our Jewish students, meeting their needs for community and for connection. And Chabad particularly has a reputation for welcoming students from every background and helping them feel at home here in somewhat cold and snowy Ithaca. There's a story about my great-great-grandfather, your, I think, great-great-grandfather, Rabbi Akiva Eiger, that I love. He was the Rosh Yeshiva in Poznan, and every year held a giant Passover Seder with many, many students and guests. The people who knew him not just as an incredibly learned, but also as incredibly kind. But if you didn't know him, he could be a little bit intimidating. And at some point during a Seder, which they held in the big study hall, one of the students sitting near him, who was feeling a little nervous, knocked over his glass of wine. Picture it: the great Rosh Yeshiva, all the students, snow-white tablecloth, and this horrible spreading stain. He wanted to dive under the table, or maybe run out the door and never come back. And just then, the student sitting next to Rabbi Eiger saw him quietly reach under the table and grab his edge of the tablecloth and give it a little yank just to knock over his wine glass as well. And he said, "Oops, I guess the table is wobbly. Let's refill these glasses." That's what it means to make a guest feel at home. I'm deeply grateful to Joe Lubeck and his family for his commitments to making sure that Jewish students have a home here at Cornell, where they feel at home, through this wonderful tribute to his grandfather, Cornelian Morris Eskel, class of 1916. Today is the first day of Hanukkah, but I get the last letter on the dreidel, Shin. At Cornell, Shin could stand for any number of relevant words. Sheleg for snow, or Steig, which all of our students are doing right now to get ready for finals. But of course, on the dreidel, Shin stands for Sham, meaning there. When our students look back after they graduate on their last day at Cornell, they'll look back not just on the experiences they had and the friends they made, but the places where they had gathered. And for many generations to come, when Jewish Cornellians look back on their time at Cornell, when Cornell is no longer Po, but has become Sham, one of the places where they will remember with fondness and warmth will be the Morris Eskel campus for Jewish student life. I'm very grateful to everyone who has helped us make today possible and who helps make this community a warm and welcoming one for all students year after year, latke after latke. Hanukkah Sameach.